All right, no theme song this week. How's everybody doing? I'm going to try and knock this out real quick and not look like too much of a weirdo. I've just been busy. So I'm just going to do this as sort of a makeshift weekly episode. So let's just get right into it. Sorry if this is kind of janky. It's a beautiful day though outside, so I figured I'd come out on the porch and hopefully not look like too much of a weirdo. But this is the post-game show for week 4 of the Lions over the Green Bay Packers. So this is, you probably see the reflection. I need my glasses today so I can read. Eyesight is not what it used to be. So you'll understand one day if you don't already. So the Lions win 34-20 over the Green Bay Packers. Jared Goff had a pretty good game. He went 19 of 28 for 210 yards with a touchdown and an interception. The interception streak is still alive and strong. However, the high note of the offense was clearly David Montgomery. He rushed the ball 32 times for 121 yards and a whopping 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs only ran the ball 8 times for 40 yards. That's a 5 yards per carry average, though. Khalif Raymond had 1 run for 40 yards, so that was pretty amazing. And Jared Goff even scrambled 2 times for 10 yards. So Goff, he's starting to show off those wheels, so that's pretty impressive, right? Receiving the ball, though, we got Josh Reynolds. He caught the ball 3 times for 69 yards. He was the leader as far as yards go. And then you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who caught the ball 5 times for 56 yards. He was the leader for catching the ball. Sam Laporta heavily involved in the passing game again. He caught the ball 4 times for 56 yards as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's the one that had the touchdown from Jared Goff. David Montgomery caught the ball 2 times for 20 yards, and Jahmyr Gibbs caught the ball 4 times for 11 yards. Now, overall, I would like to see them still involve Jahmyr Gibbs into the running game. Arm's getting tired. Marvin Jones Jr. almost had a catch. He's on the stat sheet. I don't know why he's on the stat sheet. It says 0 catches, but he was targeted at least 1 time. Now, defensively, this is where the Lions really are starting to shine and come together, not like they did last season. Brian Branch led the team with 5 tackles. He, of course, went out twice with some sort of ankle injury. I still haven't heard any sort of an update as far as what that ankle injury is. Now, Jerry Jacobs, he had a great game. He had 2 interceptions, which was pretty fantastic. I still feel like he was picked on a little bit, but anytime you can get 2 interceptions, I feel like it's a pretty good game. John Kaminsky, he had 3 tackles and 1 sack. The Lions were all over Jordan Love. They had, what did they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it was 5 sacks, something like that. Kaminsky had 1 of them. Aleem McNeil had a sack. Hutchinson had a sack and a half. Charles Harris had half a sack. That half sack, though, I feel like there was 3 guys in on Jordan Love on that one. And then Isaiah Buggs, he had a pretty good game, and he had a sack too. Jordan Love had like no time to throw the ball. I feel like the Lions defense was, readjusting my arm now, I feel like the Lions defense was all over Jordan Love, so they played pretty solid. So let's talk about the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love went 23 of 36 for 246 yards with a touchdown and those 2 interceptions to Jerry Jacobs. Rushing the ball, the Lions held the Packers to, what is that, 29 minus 2? It's 27 yards. 27 yards rushing on 12 attempts. Their run defense is pretty stellar right now. I felt like they could stop the run last year, and they've even elevated it this year. Like I've said that all along, that the Lions could stop the run. They struggle with scrambling quarterbacks. However, Jordan Love did get the touchdown on the ground. Jordan Love, though, he did have some success when he wasn't throwing interceptions. Dobbs had 9 catches for 95 yards. Reed had 3 catches for 55 yards. And then Watson had 2 catches for 25 yards with that touchdown from Jordan Love. Let's see, next paper. We're getting there. I printed all these out so I could quick reference all of these. Yeah, I only got a little bit of time, so I'm just trying to squeeze this out. That's why we're not doing green screen today. And like I said, it's a beautiful day, as you can see, so I figured I would just come outside and look like an idiot. Now, I gotta readjust my arm here. Hi, guys. That's a good angle, don't you think? If I could just hold it steady. I'm doing all of this with my arm. Anders Carlson kicked a 34-yard field goal for the Packers to get scoring started. That put them up 3-0. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown came back with a 24-yard pass from Jared Goff. That put the Lions up 7-0. And then David Montgomery had the first of his three with 2:54 left in the first quarter to put the Lions up 14-3. Starting off in the second quarter, Riley Patterson had a 33-yard field goal. I thought he had a decent game, and he's been, producing as the Lions call on him. They need to put him in some more situations. That way we can see what kind of a kicker we have. That's just my opinion. But anyway, the field goal puts the Lions up 17-3. Then here comes David Montgomery's second touchdown with a 2-yard run. That puts Lions up 24-3. And then Riley Patterson had another 37-yard field goal with 34 seconds left in the half. That put the Lions up 27-3 in the half. So things were looking good, and the Lions were in control. But things start to get a little bit dicey in the third quarter. Christian Watson, he gets a 1-yard pass from Jordan Love, and that pulls Green Bay pulls them within 16. That's with 8:17 left in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, Green Bay gets another touchdown. This was the Jordan Love 9-yard run, and then they have a failed 2-point conversion. So the score is currently 27-17. That pulls them within 10. So at this point, you're starting to feel a little bit nervous, like, oh man, we need to hold on, Switching arms again. Hold on, guys. We need to hold on, but thankfully, David Montgomery gets his third touchdown of the game with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and that sort of puts the game away for sure because Lions go up by 17 on David Montgomery's 1-yard touchdown run, his third of the day, like I said. And then just for giggles, with 2:52 left, Green Bay kicks another field goal, making it 34-20, which would be our final score. Now, like we were talking about, Green Bay only had 27 yards on the ground, but Detroit's offense, rushing offense, was pretty amazing. They ran for 211 yards on the ground. They only had 190 yards passing. And that, of course, equals 401 yards of total offense. And they were averaging 5.5 yards per play, where Green Bay was averaging 4.3 yards per play. So, pretty lopsided game. There was a few moments of, if this happens, this happens, this happens. You could see it getting out of hand, but obviously that didn't happen. So, next week, man, we're just zipping through this. Like I said, I don't have much time today. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. I got a lot of stuff throughout the week. But, this week we are playing the 0-4 Carolina Panthers. They just lost to the Vikings. Vikings get their first win for third place in the NFC North. But we are playing the Panthers. So, what do we have to worry about? It doesn't look like we have to worry about too much. Bryce Young, he went 25 of 32 in this loss. He threw for 204 yards. Of course, they played yesterday. Today's Monday. And then Hubbard, he ran the ball 14 times for 41 yards. Sanders ran the ball 13 times for 19 yards. Now, last year, as you remember, the Carolina Panthers, this was the exception to my theory that the Lions actually could stop the run. The Panthers were actually in tandem. They ran all over us, so hopefully that doesn't happen this year. I'm a bit more optimistic. This is sort of a revenge game, and hopefully it goes better than the Seattle Seahawks revenge game. But the Seahawks are a bit better than the Carolina Panthers. Now, I do have some concern because I do like Frank Reich, the coach, and Bryce Young. He's a promising up-and-comer. Up-and-comer? Is that right? I think so. Anyway, I just hope the Lions aren't caught sleeping, because the last time they had 10 days off, they came out kind of flat on defense, and they allowed Seattle to score all those points. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Oh, and the good news is we get Jameson Williams back. So I wonder how much of an impact he is going to make with his very first game back. Hopefully he will be ready to go. But whose spot is he going to take? Because I feel like Khalif Raymond has been the deep threat for us, and that's what Jameson Williams is here to do. Receiving the ball, though, of course, they've got DJ Chark, and they've got Adam Thielen, and they got T. Marshall Jr. All of these guys, well, Thielen, he caught the ball 7 times for 76 yards. Marshall caught the ball 9 times for 56 yards. So they are obviously, based off of these numbers, they're into short passes. They don't throw the ball too deep too often, but that doesn't mean that Bryce Young can't throw the ball. So I would say respect him, but don't fear him. And same with the running game. If the Lions just keep doing what they do, I think they're going to be okay. I think the Lions can win. I think the Lions should win. And they will go up to, 4-1 in the division. Man, good times in Detroit. I think that's it, though. I got to go mow my yard now. If you guys saw it, you would know I need to go mow my yard. It's pretty early, though. It's like just past noon for me, which is pretty early because I stay up till like 3 or 4 a.m. working and doing other stuff. So let's take this 6 hours of sleep I have and turn it into a great day, shall we? All right, so thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, you can find me on all the socials. This will be on Spotify as well. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this impromptu episode outside with no green screen. Maybe I'll bring out the big camera, and we'll just sit outside throughout the winter time. So that sounds good, right? All right. Take care, and I will see you after the Carolina game.